Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another Sims Info and Thoughts video. This one's actually not about paranormal stuff, though it is coming out tomorrow, so I hope at least some of you are looking forward to grabbing that stuff pack. I really enjoyed my experience with it, and I already put out my videos with the Create a Sim build by and the gameplay, so feel free to watch those if you haven't already. But The Sims 5! Yeah, we have another development surrounding it. There was one job posting that happened last week that I unfortunately did not have enough time to cover, but now there's another one which seems to make it even more obvious that, yes, this is a brand new Sims game that's in development, whether it's The Sims 5 or just something else entirely, but not necessarily about The Sims 4. Both these articles that I'm talking about with the job listings come from simscommunity.info, so full credit to them. So I'll just summarize the first article, since you probably have already heard all about it. But there were a bunch of job listings that came up, and while there was one of them that mentioned Python, which most likely does make that a listing for The Sims 4 since they use Python for that, the other ones mentioned Unreal Engine, which is used to make a lot of games, and even now I'm surprised sometimes when I play a game, I'm like, wait a minute, that used Unreal Engine 4? Like, just to list some examples, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, another EA game, used Unreal Engine 4. The Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was shocked to learn today, also uses that. Nintendo has also used it before for Yoshi's Crafted World, and Fortnite is built on Unreal Engine 4. I keep assuming that with AAA games, they just use their own internal engines. So I always get shocked when it's like, oh, they're using these free engines in these big games instead, not just indie games. But getting back to this software engineer automation post, it does say most of the work is expected to be done in Unreal Engine, both in C++ and Blueprint. That does make me think, okay, since The Sims 4 does not use the Unreal Engine, that's a huge hint that this is going to be for a brand new Sims game. Though I also find it interesting that the sentence before that, it says that you'll actively work with engineering, art, design, and quality verification groups to prototype and ship various features that expand the feature set of Sims games. So, could there be some overlap with The Sims 4 and The Sims 5? That's something that I've wondered about for a while, instead of just dropping the current Sims game right before the new one comes out. Maybe The Sims 4 could still be supported for a little bit longer as, like, the low-end Sims game that runs on more computers, while The Sims 5 could be made to run on more mid-spec computers, because that game will hopefully at least have open neighborhoods if it doesn't have an open world. It does also say at the end of the sentence with the first bullet point, for various stages in the creation of a Sims game. So maybe with the expand the feature set, it could be already referring to DLC that would come out for the next Sims game. Before we move on to the next article, it is worth mentioning that even though they are mentioning Unreal Engine in these job listings, it does not necessarily mean that they will be used for the final product. Because with The Sims 4, it turns out they did use Unity. So even though they used Unity initially, they went with their own game engine in the end. So moving on to the second article, the first job listing is for a senior Create a Sim artist. It says, Maxis is looking for a senior cast artist to help establish the look and pipeline of our characters. If you are a visionary character artist who is adept at stylization, artistic interpretation, and a deep experience in character pipelines, bringing the latest trends and technology to bear against your craft, and mentoring others to develop excellent experiences for new and existing IP, come join our team. The role. As a senior character artist, you would work closely with the art director and technical leads to define visual standards and technical specifications of characters for the project. You would also actively participate in research and development of the asset creation methods and pipelines designed to add new design-driven features unique for the project. In addition to creating high-quality character models and materials, you would guide junior members of the team and external partners to deliver work that meets the project standards. You proactively seek opportunities to elevate the game, enjoy finding emerging technologies that improve the pipeline, embrace constructive feedback, and thrive in a highly collaborative environment. Responsibilities: work with the art director and technical partners to define and refine the look and feel of characters for the project, so that's an important point. I remember some job listings having similar wording where it sounds like as if they're making brand new Sims characters rather than just improving the existing ones in The Sims 4. And then work with technical art, engineering, and other artists to develop the character creation and integration pipeline, research emerging modeling techniques and convey them to the technical art team, create high-quality character models and materials / shaders using in-game and high-resolution assets. Another thing that sounds like it's being created from scratch for a new game. Update style and technical documents for the character art team. Collaborate with technical artists to create and improve tools and workflows. Actively participate in milestone planning and reviews. Work within deadlines and display strong time management skills. Provide mentorship for junior team members and review work from external partners. And provide feedback. The other job listing is for game designer. Your role will be to support the continued iteration and development of creative tools prototypes. This will entail guiding cross-discipline groups toward a common defined vision, as well as supporting efforts with design documents and implementation when necessary. Working closely with XD, UXR, and production partners, you will use feedback and research insights gathered from these prototypes to prepare for our future design documentation tasks for Lotus development. You will report to a Maxis development director. Responsibilities: drive the delivery of the following: helping to develop vision documentation and then guiding cross-discipline groups toward the vision, creating design documentation to support prototyping efforts as needed, partnering with DD to track tasks, identify risks, and clarify changes in work, partner with UX to design, research, and implement features, aiding leadership in CMR and GATE requirements, playtesting, attending UXR sessions, and participating in organizing feedback and insights, documenting findings for future use, and designing Lotus for full development. Now, here's where things get more interesting with the requirements. Significant creative game genre design experience, especially in the area of creation tools and customization mechanics, capability to lead cross-discipline prototyping and idea iteration, actively participating in the development of a feature from start to finish, a good understanding of how content is built / implemented for creative games, hands-on implementation or modding experience is a plus, excited by and participating in new business / distribution models like subscription services and cross-platform games. So this has been a pretty hot topic on Twitter from what I've seen today, because does that mean, are we going to basically get like what other games such as Fortnite and Smash Brothers and some other games today have, where you have the season pass and then you buy that and you're basically paying in advance for content that's not even fully announced yet. So that would potentially not go over well with The Sims. I mean, using Smash Brothers as an example, you have the Fighters Pass where you can buy the bundles of the fighters before even knowing what all of them are, and I'm really glad I've just been buying them individually, because I don't really want Minecraft in my Smash Brothers game, and if I had just bought the Fighters Pass, Minecraft Steve would have just been forced on me. So yeah, dodged the bullet there. So imagine if you were to just buy a season pass for The Sims 5, and then you get some sort of, like, supernatural pack you don't like. Or if it was something like Star Wars, it's just like, oh great, I paid for this in advance and I didn't know it was going to turn out to be that instead of something that I wanted more. But I think what this is actually about is the EA Play subscription service, where it's almost like a Netflix sort of deal, except it's for video games. So it's probably just going to be integrated with EA Play, whatever this new Sims game is going to be about. And with cross-platform being included in that sentence too, I think it is possible that they're going to try shooting for a console launch the same time as on PC and Mac. That'd be pretty ambitious because they haven't done that with The Sims before. It's always been years later for the console version. But maybe this is it. Maybe this is finally the sort of console generation where it's going to happen, where there's full parity from the start. And then the next bullet point is knowledge in popular Sims community mods, and custom content would be ideal. So this seems pretty positive. Like, they seem like The Sims 5 is just going to be more open to modding than other games, possibly. Or they could just mean, yeah, the game is going to support custom content. But it is interesting they even say, like, oh, if you know about like the current popular mods in the Sims community, then that is a plus. So at least we know that this is going to have mod support. I mean, if it didn't, they'd basically be shooting themselves in the foot. Imagine if we weren't able to have mods for The Sims 4. But then the last bonus point is bonus includes familiarity with game streaming, like Twitch, and, well, Mixer is not really around anymore, is it? So that's also kind of interesting because maybe they could include a feature where you're just able to stream straight from the game itself. I mean, they have that sort of thing on consoles, so maybe that could be a thing. I could imagine them doing that as a sort of online feature for the game that I personally wouldn't mind. It's not multiplayer, but it's just an easy way for anyone to stream their game of choice. The only thing that I would be worried about with that is if it took a lot of time away from other features. If it didn't take away much, then I think that's fine. It's just one of those sort of like modern things. Maybe it's not that hard to do, but I don't work in game development, so I don't know for sure. But overall, it is interesting to see these many job listings potentially about The Sims 5 appearing within the span of a couple of weeks. So I'm getting the impression that the development is starting to get more and more underway. It is a little concerning to me, though, that it appears they just waited a long time to start on this game. I'm not trying to rush them, it just seems like they didn't even get around to starting The Sims 5 until way later than they usually would have, like they did with previous generations, where they started on the next Sims game not too long after the current game has come out. It would fall in line, though, with what the Sim Gurus have been saying about how they continue to plan on supporting The Sims 4 for a long time to come. At this rate, I feel like we're not going to see The Sims 5 for at least 2 more years, and that might still be a bit too generous. I would not be completely shocked if The Sims 5 came out just in time for the 25th anniversary of the Sims franchise in 2025. Though, well, at the very least, if that happened, I think Paralives will be out before then. And that wraps up another Sims Info and Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know what you think of all the stuff that I covered in this video in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest gaming content, including life simulation games and more. So I will talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!